The rust and the corrosion will attack the anode instead of the trailer frame.
Along these roads we roam, we find adventure through traveling, camping, boondocking, and exploring.
Hello everybody, my name is Russ.
I'm Kerry.
And we are the Roads We Roam. We're a couple living in our little guy Max full time. We do this vlog 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. On Saturdays we have a Faces and Places video. Basically we take the camera with us all week long and you get to see what we've been seeing throughout the week as well as what we've been talking about on these daily vlogs. And then on Friday we've got an opportunity to talk with you live via YouTube Live, and that's at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then again on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Well, we are in Hernando. We are getting ready. We are packing up, and we are heading east.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
That's all I'm saying for right now until tomorrow, and you can find out where we are.
Okay, sounds good.
Gotta add a little drama in.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's nice to have a base camp, but you just want to get going, you know. So we're going to do that. I know that we're going to visit another campground, and we're also looking at a possible harvest host too.
We are.
Yeah, we have to make sure that they're available though.
So we're filling up the time before the RV Super Show, which is on the 16th through the 20th.
That ought to be super cool. I'm looking forward to going there.
Yeah, it'll be our first big one that we've been to. We went to a little one in El Paso.
A little local El Paso show, yeah.
We've read a lot about them. But I don't think the one in El Paso had seminars or anything like that.
No, it didn't even have manufacturers. It just had dealers.
That's right.
You know, so yeah, I'm totally looking forward to that. I'm super excited about going to the Liberty Outdoors booth. Hopefully there the manufacturers are there, so that'll be cool. But even if not, you know, we'll get to go and explore and see all kinds of different rigs out there and bring it to you all. So looking forward to that one.
So this morning I have a confession to make. We had a mishap in the trailer. I made breakfast, did the dishes, and about 5 minutes later I just felt water gushing from under the sink.
Yeah. And
it was after I had done the dishes and I did the drain. And so I noticed that, you know, after we cleaned it up, I noticed that the one of the screws that goes around the pipe was loose.
Yeah, little coupler type thing.
Yeah, the coupler type thing. And so it's another thing that I'm thinking we just need to check regularly because of all the motion.
Yeah.
That when we travel a lot, we have to do that. But here's the confession part. Before I did the dishes, Russ asked me, do you want to just take those in the house and just do them in the house, because we don't want to travel with the tanks so heavy, and because we had debated whether we empty the tanks at a local campground here or if we wait till we get to the campground.
Yeah, because it's going to cost us $10 if we do it at a local campground. I don't know if the state one that we're staying at is free or not, but you know, yeah, so
he did that. I have the sneaky suspicion that I've probably reached the max of the tank as well.
And it came up?
Well, I mean, the coupler was still loose, 'cause that's where it was coming out.
Yeah.
But I think it probably wouldn't have come out if it had somewhere to flow to, so it's probably...
Yeah, our gray tanks are probably at maximum.
So
you can tell real easy. All you got to do is go in there, turn that shower on, and if it doesn't drain, you're at maximum capacity.
That is true. That's happened once already.
Yeah, yeah. So I think we definitely do have to stop at Ross Prairie State
we don't want to
Park.
drive around and having that.
No, it's
come
just
up
too.
over.
Yeah, and it's just too much weight too.
True. So yeah, I guess I should have listened to you on that one.
Well, the only reason why I did it was, it was because of the gray tanks, but not a big deal. We all make mistakes.
But we learned about the little coupler thing now, so I know to think with my
you
pre
think
or
about
post travel checklist. I just will tighten those.
Think about it. When you're driving, there's all this shaking back and forth, and you've got that little spinner coupler there. You know, that shaking back and forth is just gonna slowly rock that thing loose.
And it was significant. There were two of them, and it's right as it comes out from under the sink bowl. One of them, I mean, I could bring it up like 4 or 5 threads.
Yeah.
So it's been moving down for a while.
I kind of had an issue somewhat like that. So in our video you're going to see Saturday, our Faces and Places video, we had a propane leak. It wasn't through any of the hoses. It wasn't inside the trailer. It was right at the can. And I tested that by pulling another can out, and sure enough, it was solid. But with the can that we had been traveling with, as soon as you turn it on, it, you know, so put a different can in there, turned it on, rock solid. So I went in there and I figured, you know, maybe there's some bouncing around in there. So what I did was tightened up the, well, I wanted to do was tighten up that bracket that holds the propane, because I'm thinking the road movement causes it to bounce and might have caused issue with the thing. So I went in there and it was loose. And when I hit it, when I started turning that little wing nut, it just boing, it popped open. And the only way I could do it was pull the can out. I had already put the Blue Boy up front.
Oh, nice.
So that meant I had to take the Blue Boy off, open all that stuff up. But I finally got it tight. You'll see all that on our Faces and Places video.
Well, that's a good segue into some of our Q&As for the day. And it was actually further down my list, but since you were talking about the propane tank, we had also talked before, I think it was yesterday, about the cost it takes to do the propane exchange.
Yeah, typically it's $19 to $21, and at Walmart it was $14.
So we got a great little tip from Frank Mitson on YouTube, and he said you can generally get propane tanks refilled for less money than exchanging them. Now, we knew you could at Camping World, didn't even think about other locations, you know, or to even ask Walmart if they do that. Yeah,
I don't think they do. I think you can definitely get it at Camping World. I've seen it at a lot of the campgrounds that we've been at too.
And then the exchange will get you a newer tank. So in the instance with ours, where the tank that we had gotten, something was wrong with the valve.
It may have been an old tank and expired.
And that's the other thing that I learned. I didn't even realize propane tanks have expiration dates.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know where to check. I knew that they could expire, but I don't know where to check that. So I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah, definitely. And then you can let everybody know.
Yeah.
Well, Frank also had another comment. We had talked about the rust issue that's on the trailer frame.
Yep. Kind of near the battery.
Yeah, and you haven't had a chance to attack that yet, but he had...
It's just been too rainy.
Yeah, it's been rainy, and then just the locations that we've been for you to get under there and clean it all up.
Yeah.
But he came up with a great suggestion, so we're going to pass that along. Bolt a zinc anode on the trailer frame. The rust and the corrosion will attack the anode instead of the trailer frame. Now, one of our other viewers had asked how you attach it, and yes, you do have to drill into the trailer frame.
Yep. Yeah, and that's a great point, because you can just keep replacing those zinc anodes as they get, you know, deteriorated and everything. Just take it off, put another one on, and it's the weak point. It's kind of like putting a break in the chain, so the current attacks that instead. So I'm definitely going to do that. I did a little bit of research after reading his thing too, and it's very common on boats. You know, they do that with boats too. So
how big is an anode?
It depends. You can get them all sizes. You know, the ones that I saw are a little disc shaped, maybe about the size of a quarter. But some of them aren't discs. Some of them are like bars and that sort of thing.
And you just pop them out and exchange them.
Yeah. Yeah, so you'll just bolt it to the trailer, which that's why you've got to drill into the trailer, so you can put a screw and a bolt in to bolt it there. Pretty simple.
And is it expensive?
No, they're very cheap.
All right. So there we go. If anybody else has any other questions about that.
Yeah, two great posts.
From Frank.
Lots of information from Frank. Very helpful.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Well, this is a 2 for Tuesday, because I've got 2 questions from Kristen Fury on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Now, the first one wasn't directed to us on our thing at first. Somebody else found it. But they put out there, Kristen
what had
asked,
happened was Liz DC saw the question, and she mentioned that we have a YouTube channel and that we're active on that page too.
And her question, Kristen's question was, does anybody live in their max full time?
Yes.
Yay! I'm thinking about doing this in travel nursing intermingled with seeing the country. I want to see the redwoods and giants before they disappear. I so do too.
Yeah, great opportunity. I saw them a long time ago when I was a kid.
I don't think I've ever seen them.
Yeah, you'd remember.
No,
if you
I would.
did.
Yeah, I would. I would remember. No, I have never seen them. But yes, we do live in our max full time, and you know, we're getting used to it. We're new. It's not like we've been experienced RVers or campers for that matter.
Exactly.
And I found that living in the Max, just like any RV, it has its challenges, but it's relatively easy to do.
Yeah, it's doable.
And so here's her follow-up question. Russ had responded to Kristen and said, yes, we do.
Yep.
And she said, can you tell me why you chose a Max over the Tab for the full timing?
Yeah, I think the number one reason for me was storage.
You stole my answer.
Oh,
You
sorry
stole my
about
answer.
that.
So if you look at the two, the Tab definitely looks more open, I think, when you look into it, because you can see straight from the kitchen all the way to the back area all the way through. What you're missing is the pantry and the lower cabinet.
Yeah.
We don't use the lower part as a pantry, but some people would. You're missing that. Yes, you get a longer extended countertop, and visually it appears bigger, but you are losing storage. And if
Yeah.
you are doing full time, that storage is critical.
Yeah, storage is everything.
And so even a 2-foot square space,
It's a big deal.
over someone else's, that is going to make a huge, huge difference. So that's one of them.
Yeah.
She also made a comment, really wish they would change the bathroom sink, would be helpful.
I have to agree. That is, the Tab's bathroom is nice. I like it. I like the fact that they have a sink. You know, now really, if what I have to do if I'm brushing my teeth, I either have to come in and use this sink, or I have to spit in the toilet. You know, I mean, that's not doing that. Spitting in the toilet isn't anything that I like doing. Nobody likes to put their face, you know, by a toilet. And really here, this is where we prep food, you know? So yeah, that's an issue. I really wish that they had that. That would have been super cool. A sink in the bathroom.
Well, and I think aesthetically, the one thing I do like about the Tab is that wall where the bathroom is. It's a complete wall. You get a door
True.
rather than the glass thing, but there's not that broken up. So for here, we have the shower door, you have the wall, then you go over to the cabinetry with the refrigerator. So you have all these mental little breakups. So it gives the appearance of being a little more cluttered than the Tab, which is a solid design piece.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, what's interesting though, I don't know if this area in the Little Guy Max is actually larger than the Tab, because the Tab has the dinette that juts out more.
Yeah.
And you've got to lose some space somewhere. So
Yeah.
either the bed is a little smaller, or you're losing just a little bit in your storage space, which again, that's an issue.
I would imagine it's in the storage.
So
I
I like
imagine they
that
cut
solid
storage.
wall look. I like the privacy for the bathroom door.
Yeah.
And I like the bathroom sink in the Tab. However, I would still have to pick the Max just because of the storage.
Yeah.
And I do like the cabinetry a little better in the Max.
Yeah.
So that was another factor.
Yeah, you really have to think. I mean, that kitchen area with all that workspace looks great, but it really is wasted space when it comes down to it, because you need to have storage. I mean, if you're weekending it or just taking out a couple weeks
if we
at
were
a time,
weekender,
that's
I probably
fine.
would have went the other way.
Yeah.
Because you have that nice long work surface.
But if you're living in it, I mean, truly living in it, you need all the storage you can get. Just think about it. Everything that you have has to come with you. You know, so storage space is a premium.
Now, bear in mind, we have a pickup truck, so we also have storage in the back of our truck. Some people have an SUV. And even with that, you're still struggling to find space for everything. And there are tons of things when we go shopping or tourist places that I would love to pick up something new, and I have to always think, is there room for it?
Yeah.
Do I have space for it? And that's where it tipped the scales for us.
Definitely. Hope that answered your question.
Yeah. So Randy's Adventures asked us on YouTube. She was looking at our video from when we were at Coleman Landing, and she asked us if we used our awning often.
Not typically, no.
I don't think it's for sun. It's more for any moisture or rain. And we had put it out at Coleman Landing because the fog and the condensation was so heavy in the morning that if we opened the door, you'd get that drip, drip, drip on your head. So we left it open.
Yeah, another reason that we haven't been using it too a lot of times is wind, you know. it's kind of a pain to take down, plus you don't know, I mean, you could have this sudden gust of wind come out of nowhere. So we're pretty choosy about using it, but typically I'd say we've only used it 2 or 3 times the whole time we've been out.
Well, we haven't been outside much, to enjoy the outside until we went to Coleman Landing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those that it's kind of nice to have it there if we absolutely need it. But as far as any shade, not really.
Yeah, it doesn't provide much shade.
But I probably would have complained if we didn't have one at all. I mean, so
Yeah.
we got to throw it in. Let's just be
I hear
real on
ya.
that one. So Kate Lyons, she had a recommendation if we were looking for campgrounds in the area. And we still may, because we've got a couple days left to fill in our schedule.
Yep.
She recommended E.G. Simmons Conservation Park in Hillsborough County. It's located on the Tampa Bay area across from MacDill Air Force Base.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I checked it out online. Good find.
Yeah.
Because every spot, or virtually every spot, is on the water.
Oh,
It's got this
nice.
weird loop river water inlet area, and every RV spot gets water view.
Very cool.
So that
Yes.
is very cool. I haven't checked yet into the availability.
That's what my next question was going to be, if there were openings, because it sounds like it's probably a pretty popular spot.
Bad on me for not being up to speed on the comments to this point, because I probably would have checked that one out yesterday, but I still have time to look at. But anybody else heading down to the Tampa area, there's a good find for you.
Yeah, definitely. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for your comments, your questions, your concerns, your tips. As you see, we use them for Q&A Tuesday, and sometimes when it's a really big, really good question,
A topic that we can delve into.
definitely,
Yeah.
we'll use it for an entire show. So keep them coming. There are multiple ways to get a hold of us.
You can get a hold of us at theroadsweroam.com. We're also on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, and you can also download our podcasts on Spreaker and iTunes. All right, that's all. We will talk to you tomorrow from an undisclosed location.
All right, bye.
Bye.